Hello. So in this lecture, I'll explain you how we attach JavaScripts to a web page, how we let the browser know that this is the set of commands which need to be executed for this particular web page. So there are a couple of ways to do it. So suppose there is an HTML document and we know that an HTML document has tags and the parent tag is HTML, which is including the whole other all the tags, and inside there is head and body. The head part is which it contains all the metadata and settings kind of things about the web page, and body is the whole thing that is visible to us, to the users. So we can so first of all, the tag to include a JavaScript file or the code is the script tag. We can place a script tag like anywhere in the HTML, be it head or body, or the location of the script doesn't really matter. As soon as the browser comes across a script tag, it gets the JavaScript code and parses it, and so at that time it gets all the code and it parses and compiles it, and it is ready to run. So in the script tag, what we can do, the first way is that we have a script tag and we write the JavaScript code over here in the HTML page itself. But think like if you have many functions, many event handlers and a lot of code, so it is not a good idea to place everything in the HTML document itself, and it is clumsy and not very good to read. So there is another way in which we provide the path of another file using the src attribute of the script tag, and inside this we give the relative path of the script, and in this path the file which is there with an extension of .js, so suppose script.js, this will have all the code and it will be inserted in the HTML document and will be read by the browser and compiled. So this is a much cleaner, easier way, and we can have multiple scripts for different things and we can attach them one by one, or we can also load. So this is kind of, so the earlier approach was an internal script and this is an external script. So this is the number 2, this is an external script. So also there is another attribute of script which is type. In type you can mention text/JavaScript, which will let the browser know that this script has JavaScript in it, although this is not necessary and not mandatory now. It was earlier, but now it is by default JavaScript, so we can skip it. So basically this is how we do it, and now let's see it in action, and I'll show it to you by coding it. Thank you.
Well, hello guys. So now I will quickly demonstrate you how we attach a script to an HTML page. Okay, so the first way that I had mentioned you was adding an internal script. That means the script is written inside the HTML document itself. So first I'll show you that this is my HTML document right here on the screen. It is a blank document, there is nothing in the body, and as we can see in the browser itself that there is nothing inside this document. So just to show the HTML is working fine, I'll just add a heading saying HTML is working. Yep. And let me reload the page and see it is working. So now the next thing that I would like to show you how to add a script. To add a script, we will add a script tag. Just like this, there is an opening tag and a closing tag, and in between that we will add the JavaScript function definition, function calls, or whatever we want to write as part of our JavaScript. So the most basic thing that I can do to show you is to call an alert function. An alert function is an inbuilt JavaScript function which the browser, when will come across, will throw out like a pop-up and show a message which we will pass as a parameter to this function. So we will say internal script works. Fine. Okay. So let's go again and reload the page and see the pop-up is there, the alert is there, but don't you think like I have just reloaded the page. Suppose I am just opening the page and a pop-up is coming. Why is it so? It should have been on some action. So you can see like this alert within the bracket, and I'm passing a parameter. This is a function call. This is not a function definition. A function definition, when I write, the JavaScript will compile it and have the function compiled version of the function stored. And whenever some part of our script or some action to which that function is attached to is called, then that function will be run. But here we are calling a function which is already defined. So if we write a function or define a function like show message and pass in a parameter message and alert that message itself, so like this. So now if I run it, so there will not be any pop-up because there is just a definition. Only if I write if I call the function with the message, now when the JavaScript will start from this line, function show message. Okay, this is the function definition, start bracket here, closing bracket here. So fine, I have compiled this. Now the next is this show message function call. Okay, this is compiled, but now it is being called. So at that time it is hitting this line, it is calling this. So now if we again reload this page, so we can see the function has been called. Fine. So this is basically the internal script. Now if I want to add another script, and why do we want? Suppose let's see. Okay, I have this function in my internal script. I am adding it multiple times. So there can be like many functions in your script and many operations which you are doing, and adding them all in your HTML file will make it clumsy and non-readable. So to make it like easy to read it, there is a lot of things. You can add another script. So there is another script over here, which again in which I am creating an alert thing, and my external script is working. So whenever the JS will come across this function call, it will just print an alert. So to attach that external script, I will have to pass the path of that script in this script tag. So the path should be relative to the current document, which is this demo.html, and you can see that over here the script.js is in the same folder as demo.html. So the relative path would just be the file name, and we will give that path to the src attribute to this of the script. So src is equal to so just the name along with its extension .js. Fine. So now my next as a next question or next doubt as a learner would be, we are providing a path to an external script as well as we are giving an internal script as well. Both we are giving. So what will happen? Wouldn't it be ambiguous for the engine to decide which one to go for, and if to go for both, which one to go for first, right? So we will just see what is happening. So if we reload this page, we will see that the external script is getting loaded, and now we'll click on OK and we'll find that the internal script is not getting loaded. So what happens is that when the JavaScript is coming across an src attribute and finding an external script, it is just ignoring everything that is inside the script tags. So whatever is inside, it is just ignoring it, and it is of no use. Okay. Now the next point is like that I had already mentioned, we can have multiple script tags. So let me have another script tag, and I will remove this external script from here. I'll leave this first script element to be just the internal one, and the next one I'll attach the external script to it. And now what will happen? Now will both run? Yes, probably you guessed it right. Both of them will run, but which one will run first? Which one will run later? Let's find out. and we see that the internal one runs first, and then we click enter, and then we see that the external one is running, because they are sequentially arranged in that way, in that order. Whatever the order we put them in, they will run in that way. So like now I'm putting the external one on top, and now again let's check and see the external is running first, and then the internal is running, because the parser parses it from top to down, line by line, and it is coming across the external one in this case first, and then the internal one. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll add another script. Sorry. Okay, and I'll put the same alert and write a script 2 is working. Okay, so now I will create another script tag at the bottom and attach this script 2. And I'm pretty sure all of you know the answer to this one, what will happen. So when we reload it, first the external script is working because we are providing this at first, the external one. After that the internal one, this one, and after that the external script too, this one. So this is the basic demo on how you add a script. Now what you can do in the script and how you do in the syntax, those will be covered in the upcoming lectures, and I'll ask you to stay tuned and just keep following the lectures. Alright, so please put a thumbs up if you like, and also subscribe it. Okay, so fine, thank you.